Gaza's hunger is met with bullets, a humanitarian nightmare under the watch of the world. In Gaza, starvation is not just a humanitarian crisis, it is a weapon of war. As malnourished families scramble for scraps of aid, Israel's military, backed by the silence of the West, turns food distribution sites into death traps. What should be a line for bread has become a line for execution. Aid trucks are targeted. Crowds of desperate civilians are fired upon. And all the while, the world looks away. The Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, like many other organizations, promised hope, promised to deliver food, water, and basic dignity to Palestinians suffering under a total blockade. But instead of hope, many have found horror. Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, open fire without warning at unarmed civilians who dare to gather near humanitarian convoys. These people are not militants. They are fathers, mothers, children, elders, holding nothing but empty stomachs and the fading illusion of international compassion. And yet, the Israeli government continues to call this security. They defend these killings by citing fear of Hamas, fear of unrest, fear of disorder. But how is a disorder to wait for food? How is it a threat to stand in a line holding your child's hand and a plastic bag, hoping to receive a bag of flour? The truth is brutal and undeniable. Israel is using starvation as a method of warfare. A war crime. A genocide in slow motion. This is not an isolated incident. On multiple occasions, eyewitnesses, human rights workers, and journalists have reported that as food trucks enter Gaza, they are fired upon. Those who gather for aid are shot. The IDF doesn't shoot over their heads. It shoots at their bodies. It kills them in plain sight. And the world, wrapped in diplomatic language and geopolitical alliances, mumbles about restraint, while corpses pile up on the streets of Rafah and Gaza City. Where is the outrage when children are gunned down for trying to survive? Where is justice when food is guarded with rifles instead of being handed out with compassion? The international community, especially the United States and European Union, bears responsibility for this. Billions in military aid, unconditional political support, and the shielding of Israel from consequences at the UN have emboldened a regime that no longer even hides its cruelty. Gaza is being erased not just by bombs, but by starvation, by disease, by dehydration. And the so-called most moral army in the world is not distributing humanitarian aid, it is destroying it. Every hour, more families in Gaza face a devastating choice: risk death by airstrike or risk death by starvation. And even if they survive the bombs, they may not survive the bullets at the food line. This is not security. This is not self-defense. This is the calculated use of collective punishment, ethnic cleansing, and targeted genocide under the world's indifferent gaze. It must stop now. The Israeli government and its military leaders must be held accountable. The International Criminal Court must open full investigations into crimes against humanity and war crimes, including the targeting of civilians at aid sites. The complicity of international actors must also be scrutinized. No state should be allowed to bankroll genocide and hide behind diplomatic immunity. Gaza is not a battlefield. It is a mass grave in the making, and the blood spilled there will stain the conscience of every silent government, every quiet leader, every neutral observer. History is watching. The people are watching. And the question remains, how many more must die of hunger before justice has the courage to speak?